Hey everyone, this video is going to be on the basics of piano playing. Now, I've only been playing for 2 weeks, so the reason I'm doing the video is to give you an idea from a beginner's perspective what I've been doing, and maybe it will help you out. So, I started off without any labels on the keys, and it made it very easy for me to memorize the keys within a short amount of time. But I'm going to show you how to label your keys. It will help you out trying to figure out where you want to be, and then after you figure it out and you know the notes, take the labels off, because you will become too dependent on them and you will never learn. You will always be looking for those labels. So only do it for a short amount of time and then remove them. Now you can see I've got a 61 key keyboard over here. You can see the left, it starts off over here at C. And I'll show you the labels for that in a minute, and then it ends over here, I believe, on B. But what you want to do is you want to look at your keyboard, and you want to look towards the center, find the center of the keyboard. This would be about the center over here on mine. So you go to the left and the right and find the middle point, and then after you find the center point, look for the two black keys. Now normally, on an 88 key piano, they will be directly in the middle, but on a 61 key, like I've got over here, they might be a little bit over to the side, which is okay. So you want to locate the two black keys, not the three, you want to locate the two black keys in the middle. And once you do that, that will be your starting point for middle C. So I'm going to show you that right now. Find that location, the two center keys, and we will start from there. Now on an 88 key piano, you will normally have the piano starting out on C, and the first C all the way to the left will be C1, then C2, then C3, then C4. So normally the center middle C, this is called middle C, remember we found the two black keys, the middle C is called C4. In some countries it's called C3, but the standard international throughout the world is C4. So even though I don't have a C1 on my keyboard, and I'll show you that in a minute, I am going to start with middle C being labeled C4. So this is how you want to label the keys on the piano so that they match up with the notes. You've got two black keys, as you can see, and you've got three black keys. The first key to the left of the group of two is C. And since that is in the middle, that is labeled middle C. So I'm just going to call it C4, like I explained. The next key up, D, or that could be called C4D, but you don't need to do that. You're just doing this so that you can start to understand the groups of notes that you're going to be playing. So the first key is C, then it's just like the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do thing. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you start over at C again, but now you are at C5. And let me see if I can get a picture of this. You can see I go all the way over. I didn't really label it all the way through. I did C5, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then it would start off at C again. So I just labeled it as a 6. Now we're going to go back to the middle C that I told you about, C4, and it's the exact same thing. You start at the next C to the left, it becomes C3, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you're at middle C, C4. And then on my keyboard, it starts out on C, so I didn't label that as a C2. I just left it alone because I'm not going to be learning at that far end of the keyboard yet. But if you had a 88 key piano, then you would be starting out at C1, then this would be C2, then you'd have C3, C4, C5, and I think it goes all the way up to C8. Now the next part of the labeling will be on the black keys. And this is where we get into a little bit of theory that I'm going to be explaining, beginning theory for somebody who is 1 or 2 weeks into working on the piano like I am and starts off completely confused. But your first black key after the C is a C sharp. Your second one is a D sharp. That's because here's C, C sharp, D, D sharp. E and F, if you know any music theory, there are no sharps or flats between them because we have nothing in between those two notes. That's just how it is. Don't get too confused about it. We have the key F, the note F, so we have an F sharp. G, so we have a G sharp. A, so you label it A sharp. So now you know how to label your piano so that at least you can start memorizing. And the advantage of doing this, even though it is something you don't want to do for a long time, the advantage of doing this, I'm going to show you in a minute, is that when you start to practice your basic chords, which I'm going to show in my video, when you start to do that, you can look at the notes and you will start to memorize what notes are in each chord. And the neat thing about this is there is a pattern, so you really don't even need to know what you're doing as long as you know the pattern and you've got a chord. So I'm going to show you the patterns, and then you can look at the notes and you can start memorizing them so you understand some music theory and how to make chords and maybe understand what you're doing.